Hey everyone, my name is Oleg. Welcome to my second video on abstract art series. Today we're going to talk a little bit about rhythm and balance in this second piece that I did. As you can see, this one is quite different than the first and has a lot of this Vasily Kandinsky influence. And if you don't know who Vasily is, he was a Russian abstract painter who kind of pioneered really certain foundations of abstract art, and he used a lot of analogies of music and how music inspired him to create this non-representational art, which I'll kind of allude to here and there. So as we get started, I'm gonna pretty much comment on the process and the decisions that we made, and hopefully this will be helpful to you in your own projects or just even understanding abstract art, or at least some parts of it, as to the journey of starting from blank canvas into what it is now. All right, so we're starting with the putty. Right here, as you can see, I'm using a spatula in my hand. I don't really have any specific shape in mind. I'm just trying to create texture. So as you let it dry, I put white paint over it just to kind of start with a blank canvas for this specific one. And then you'll see why. So as you start spreading the ink, you see how it starts falling into those crevices that you created. And really, I love this part of the process because it kind of creates this foundation of the composition. And you can do this many different times. The more you water down the ink, the more transparent it is, obviously, and so you can create these layers upon layers. Here, you can go into a little bit of detail. I have a tendency to go back and forth. Here, I'm actually adding the white just to kind of brush over the surface of those crevices, so they create kind of this three-dimensional feel to it. So a lot of decisions right now are fairly intuitive. There isn't right or wrong. It's more about creating balance. And right here, as you can see, I'm starting to introduce something completely new. These lines, they almost create a new dimension. And what I wanted to do was create a focal point there. So they're really just echoing certain small aspects of the whole design, and then as I'm starting to fill it in, there's a certain rhythm that gets introduced. That's one of the things about abstract art is, at least for me, I love finding rhythm, and oftentimes I don't know what it is until you actually start playing around. Okay, so that was actually a finished piece until we realized we had to change things completely. And so this is me pretty much going back to the drawing board. I decided to keep at least one section from the other one just because I really love that focal point that we worked on. But now I'm like, okay, we gotta start over because that original piece did not fit what we were trying to do. And yeah, here's just pretty much covering all that work and starting over. Right here is a very interesting part. I flipped it upside down because I just didn't like how the crevices were forcing my hand, so to speak, into the composition. So I decided just to kind of create these geometric shapes because I wanted to make a bolder statement. I wanted have the organic element of paint kind of shaping the canvas, but also wanted a control. I wanted to make a strong statement with it. And one of the reasons I used yellow, because yellow is every color has a certain meaning. Yellow is very to me, it's discovery, it's exploratory, it's pushing things forward, and I love the contrast of this yellow with the black. And I'll have to say that this is probably one of my favorite parts, is the nuances. Once the main composition is established, that you have the foundation there, I absolutely love the details. I love the discovery, the rhythmic patterns that cause your eye just to travel, keep going, discover something new. And that's what I was hoping to achieve with this painting, really, is just to represent this feeling of discovery, of excitement. It's going to the unknown and pushing forward, being fearless to create territory that wasn't there before. So that's really what I was hoping to communicate with it. And there's setbacks, there's also things that you find your rhythm, you find your pattern, there's things that past experiences that layer over each other and that create this really exciting piece. Okay, this is the end of my second video. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you got something out of it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps me to kind of get up the YouTube algorithm and stuff. And also, if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. I will read them, I will answer them, and I'll see you next time. See you later.